where light once was, darkness emerges. And from there, great danger. And unfortunately for the people, for some people, it's all too familiar. Welcome. This is Freener Mantra. I welcome you to my recap of Critical Role's Daggerheart Adventure Age of Umbra. It's an 8-part series. This is the first recap of it. This is the first episode, which since it just aired, just finished its streaming literally minutes ago. Does not call the name, so let's call it First Steps into the Dark. Before I proceed, I must, as always, point out that I do not own, nor am I associated with Critical Role, its YouTube or Twitch channels, its projects for Daggerheart, or any of its other online content. I am just a fan sharing with my fellow fans, and what parts of what I was sharing will be videos, clips that will be directly from the show. I'm getting better at cutting back of them. However, it should be noted that these are meant with fair use, especially since a lot of times, while there will be a few critical moments, they will be mainly focused on comical moments. To avoid any problems. Also, I may have to play around with where I find something, because I didn't always check the very start when the correct time start is, so I may have to play around. And then please join me afterwards when I reveal. Spoiler: this will be a re-reveal of 3 of my Daggerheart Homebrew classes. I've used them before, but hey, I already have them available, and they're highly appropriate for at least 2 are appropriate for the intro into this dark and boding atmosphere. And with that, let us get into it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Age of Umbra. Before we get into this series, we do have some announcements to get to tonight, beginning with our first sponsor, Chepaku. Sam?
Guys, as you know, Chepaku makes
this will be a long
amazing battle maps, show them, for D&D, Pathfinder, and all your favorite TTRPGs. Wow.
That's a...
Wow.
That's a good...
Wow. Oh, it keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Well... Wow. Now, Chepaku's Fantasy Map Bundle, you can put it down now. Yeah, now, their new Fantasy Map Bundle is available via their new website subscription platform. Whose Fantasy Map Bundle, you can put it down now. Yeah, now, their new Fantasy Map Bundle is available via their new website subscription platform. In the past, I've done, shall we say, sensual ads for Chepaku. But this is Age of Umbra, so we gotta keep things dark and grim. Which is why I'd like to introduce you to CR's first ever grim dark puppet, Miss Cotton Ball.
Oh, what's going to happen to that bunny?
Tippity toppity, I'm Miss Cotton Ball. Now you can get jolly good access to 3 Chepaku subscriptions, map scenes and tokens for the price of just 2 with the new complete fantasy bundle. Hurrah, hooray!
Down here.
Sorry, Sam.
I feel a bad thing going on.
I thought you said this was going to be, like, intense.
You're right, Matt. I'm so sorry. Cue the music. Tippity-doo! That's just $50 a month for thousands of beautifully crafted maps, scenes, and tokens to enhance your RPG adventures. More than 6,000 high-res battle maps with 20 variations per map, and animated versions, fantasy scenes, hand-drawn tokens, and new content added weekly to to make this deal cutie patootie.
I'm sorry. I'm still not really getting a lot of darkness from this.
Right.
Funny.
How about this? With Discord access! Discord access, VTT ready content for Roll20, Foundry, Alchemy, and more. The complete fantasy bundle will make you want to bite the head off a chicken! How's that for Grimdark, Matt?
It's better, actually, comparably.
Subscribe to Map, Scenes, and Tokens, or the complete fantasy bundle now at chipaku.com.
Oh,
Matt,
good God.
hippity hoppity back to you.
Thank you, Sam.
I want to think that Talon just bit his lip in solidarity. Eyeliner on that bunny, and I'm never going to be the same again.
Okay, can I just say something?
It's
Bit of
everywhere.
a spoiler alert. Laura, Liam, where the hell were you in this episode?
It is my favorite
It goes
color.
with your hair.
Oh,
It
that-
does.
I love her little purple butterfly clip. So 90s.
Really is so.
It's kind of awesome.
So
The music was very.
So
What's
cute.
creepy is the blood dripping down your arm from inside
I
of.
did not bring a change of clothes.
This tastes worse than real blood.
All right, go.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So, everybody,
Tastes worse than real blood. That's fine.
that's fine. Daggerheart is officially here, everybody!
I'm aware.
Please, I hope you like it. We've been working really hard on it. Us and the incredible
Give me a little much.
development team at Darrington Press and everyone else here at Critical Role. We're so proud of it. We're so excited for you to get a chance to actually play it, run it, build whatever the hell you want in it.
We do
Like,
do
of
a
course,
short,
our game is good.
unboxing thing for this.
I'm as unbiased as possible. It's really good. And you get to see us play through the series. But you can get your Daggerheart core set in all the Critical Role shops, Darrington Press Guild stores, from the local game stores. Soon it'll be available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and even more places from there. So, digitally, you can also find Daggerheart and cool interactive tools with our partners at Demiplane, Roll20, and Drive-Thru RPG. And if you want to get in the game right now, check out startplaying.games and jump into one of the many launch games that over 150 GMs have scheduled this month for Daggerheart. So,
I'm gonna look
for
into
more
it.
info, go ahead and visit Daggerheart.com.
Yay.
Excited! Laura!
Guess what?
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 Chicken butt. We have merch! Yay! Okay, obviously this is our Daggerheart die set. Got all your polyhedrals, plus your hope and fear dice. I've got them out of the box. Ooh, a golden and a navy, and you might just kill yourself with them.
What's happening?
No,
You rolled with so this is designed, the box is designed by Elena Harris, and it's available right now at all of your favorite Critical Role shoppies.
Fantastic.
Got blood all over this one.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it is. It works for Age of Umbra.
So for those of you who aren't aware, Darrington Press has a very generous community gaming license that invites all to come and play in our sandboxes. And as part of that, there's an awesome new Daggerheart-compatible Kickstarter that just launched today from our friends Roll and Play Press and 3 Black Halflings. City of the Black Rose is a 140-page horror campaign setting for 5th edition Daggerheart and all fantasy RPGs that's based on the acclaimed noir adventure audio series from 3 Black Halflings, which if you haven't heard it, it's fucking awesome. Go listen to it, and then now you can get the campaign setting book. But survive the foggy streets of Mavros, a terrible tiered city plagued by crime kingpins, unsolved murders, and horrifying creatures that lurk in the shadows. And specifically, for Daggerheart players, there are pre-generated character sheets, theme tokens, even a campaign frame, so you can jump right in with your Daggerheart. So you can back it now on Kickstarter at rollandplaypress.com/COTBR for City of the Black Rose. And I believe that concludes our announcements. So with that, friends,
You're gonna need a wet wipe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
let's go ahead and jump into the Age of Umbra.
Age of Umbra. Sorry.
This is the Halcyon Domain. A once golden realm of verdant valleys, majestic mountain cities, and the expansive golden city of Amber Reach, where the seat of the god king Ophidius and his grand ordinance oversaw the rule of law, faith, and magic, and the guiding miracles of the veiled gods. It is said by many who scrounge the shreds of history that it was the clandestine machinations of the god king and his constituents that sundered the divine laws and caused the veiled gods to punish the realm and abandon our world. Others speak of misuse of the aether weave itself that spurred their retribution. What is known is that the centuries since the apostasy, when the veiled gods blanketed the lands in shadow before vanishing into the dreams beyond, this realm has been dying. Society has slowly crumbled under an ever-desperate populace, the clergy and nobility shutting themselves within their strongholds and cathedrals, while nightmarish magic and heinous creatures arose to feast upon the surviving citizens of the domain. The ashen sea spilled into the valley to leave a sinking marshland, host to mutating beasts and horrid demons. Holy heroes and great warriors combated the swelling evils, galvanizing the scattered peoples to defend their villages, or found new ones, where the burning flames of the miraculous sacred pyres could keep the darkness at bay.
Max 12 of fear.
Some became great leaders, while others succumbed to the howling evil force known as the Umbra, that now spreads and corrupts the realm. Those that survived despite this divine death sentence now call themselves the Enduring. And over these few generations defined by hardship, survival, and a gently kindled hope, new heroes arise to protect their families, to reassemble the truths of the past, to change the tides of fortune for all, or die trying. The old world is dead. Welcome to the Age of Umbra. It is here in the Halcyon Domain where we instead come in the midst of a dark night. Here in the jungles of Avidora, the sounds of heavy breathing push through the dense hanging vine and canopy tangle. Snix, what do we see as you rush through the jungles?
Okay. You see a young, lanky fawn, more like a mountain goat, with dirty fur and armor, clutching a wrapped package very tightly. He's got two horns. One is broken off, though. His eyes are wide and darting left and right, and he is running his ass off as fast as possible, looking behind him, looking everywhere, terrified.
You feel the breath itself burning, stinging in your chest. You've been unable to catch your breath for half a mile, 2 miles. You don't know how long you've been running. You've been on the road for so long at this point, trying desperately to get back to Desperloch, and it can't be that far. You're out of water at this point. You can feel this burning pain in your shoulder where something might have gotten you while you were charging, but you don't have time to even check or look. And now it's quiet. You might be okay.
Stop it!
No!
Please,
Suddenly, blasting out of the nearby brush, cracking into the side of one of the massive jungle trees, you see the hulking form of some horribly mutated bear-like creature, massive bone spines protruding out of its furry hide. You see where its jaw was hanging open, this massive, horrifying, cracked mouth that curls all the way back to its shoulders. As the jaw opens up, you see 7 rows of teeth, all tangled and jutting out. And it continues charging after you. What do you do?
Oh my god.
Run.
I'm going to stumble and fall backwards, spilling over myself, and not really knowing what direction I'm facing in anymore. I'm going to just pick one and try to avoid its claws and just dart between two trees that are sort of close together.
All right, I'd like you to go ahead and make an agility roll to see if you can dart between these trees with it not noticing the direction of your path.
As I'm darting between these trees, I am, Snix is saying to himself, oh god, oh god, oh god! And I'm going to use my experience, Spineless Coward, to try to motivate my my escape and get a little bit farther faster.
Great, so you can spend the hope to do that, which, by the way, you all started with 2 hope. And because there's 5 of you, I start with 5 fear.
Oh my gosh, look at the tracker. The skulls are covered in blood.
First roll of the game, let's go, Snix.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, wait, no!
No, it's not.
It's great! It's a 2 and a 2!
That's a great
That's a first one of the game is a
Downhill from here.
We should take pictures of that
That's
shit
phenomenal.
for percent.
So you gain that hope
And
back. You
shoot
spend
for
your
the
experience.
Simon language.
If you had a stress, you'd clear it. And as you spring off, your fawn legs kicking in this direction, you coast right through this thick V of branches as you hear this massive strike of claws that just barely catch the back of the strands of tattered cloth that kind of mark the exterior of your running ensemble. You feel it tug and pull and tear, and you hear the claws smash into the nearby woods, the wood splintering and the tree further cracking and beginning to give under its weight as it continues to give chase, but you've managed to gain on it quite a bit. And you glance around quickly, and you can barely see the flicker of flame, the sacred pyre of Desperloch piercing through the distant shadow, the singular beacon of safety that you see before you. You might make it.
I might. I might. I grip my my package even tighter, because if I make it and I don't have this, then the whole trip was worthless. And I will use my Wayfinder ability, Path Forward. When you're traveling to a place you've previously visited, you can identify the shortest, most direct path to your destination.
Fantastic. Yeah, you, at this point, now that you've locked in and where you were, you recognize those trees you just jumped through and the direction of that flame. You've taken this particular path 3 or 4 times before. Even with the dark light here, it clicks in, the instinct takes over, and you start darting, which means you're able to keep a pretty fair distance from this beast. It's still gaining on you, especially as you get closer to Desperloch and the density of the surrounding jungle gets thinner and thinner. There's less to keep it at bay, and you can hear its breath getting louder and louder and louder as you dart forward, but you're managing to still get closer and closer. You can just barely see at the edge of the top of the slag wall. You see torches being held by what looks like 4 members of the vigil standing up there. One of them goes, "Who goes there?"
Oh, good grief.
Not knowing if I can make it.
Stop. Sorry. She's passing. Sorry. And Strix, they sees the vigils there, and Snix tries to cast I think it was like Tangle, not directly at the creature, but directly at his own feet. Because that thing is right behind him, meaning that by the time it casts stuff, he'll be gone. It'll be right where he is. Which is good. Except the spell actually works too fast and comes up too quickly. I'll have him swing.
Currently.
Okay.
So that in a few steps it will hit.
That's about the right trajectory.
Yeah,
So
Matt's so proud of him for doing that.
That's a 10 with fear.
10 with fear. That is a failure
Oh
with fear. You go and cast the spell in the panic. The trajectory of it was correct, but the vine reaches up and snags you around the ankle and holds you in place. You slam, boom, face down on the ground, spin over on your back. As soon as you get your elbows kind of locked up, you just see like the burning red eyes of this creature bearing down on you. It stops above you, now lumbering. It just kind of fills the entirety of your vision with this black shadow with the two burning beads of red. It's going to go ahead and swipe down with its massive scythe-like claw. That's going to be a 14 to hit you.
My evasion is 13. That hits.
Oof, and that is... it's 12 points of physical damage out of the gate.
That is my major damage threshold.
Correct.
Does that mean it goes into severe or it stays in major?
Well, if it hits the next threshold, whatever it be.
Yeah, that's between major and severe, so what does that mean?
If it's between major and severe... Well, here's what I'm saying. Is it at the number?
It's at the number.
Then that would be severe. So you take 3 hit points out of the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes! Yes, Matthew!
Can I do anything?
You hear nothing but the high-pitched whine that accompanies the flash of white-searing pain that curls up through your spine. Your nervous system is shrieking within you, and for a moment you don't know where you are. And you realize you're not where you were. The vines aren't holding you in place. It's because you were thrown 15 feet to the right. Your shoulder impacts against one of the tree trunks. Might be dislocated, you don't know. The burning, the pain is everywhere right now. All you know is the beast is... It's routing itself. You see its jaw kind of unhinge. Its tongue kind of spills out and splits in two and twitches. And it's going to rear up and charge towards you for a full-on bite. What do you do?
Okay. One question. I look down. Am I still carrying the package?
The package is still... It's like on the ground next to you, but it's right there. You also look down and see just the reflection of thick wet on you.
That could be pee. Also, just going back one step, could I have taken off an armor to reduce the damage down to
You
major?
very well could have. Yeah, you could go ahead and mark an armor slot and reduce that to major damage.
Armor is damaged.
So he's
but I took 2 hit points.
You're on to 2.
Okay, I'm close, but I'm not there. Do you think the slag wall, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's within far range?
Yeah, you almost got there before your own vine snagged you. So it's just on the cusp of far range.
Just as it is about to slash at me or bite at me, once per rest, I can mark a stress, which I would gladly do, to sprint anywhere within far range without making an agility roll. This is my deft maneuver.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to try to super speed it.
You mark that stress, you don't even have to roll for it. You grab that satchel, and the instinct takes over once more. The pain subsides as you just go into a full run. You get to the edge of the slag wall, this massive perimeter wall that sits about 15-20 feet up. There's a series of boulders and chunks of ruin and other surrounding bits of massive earth that's been slammed together to form this ever-growing perimeter around Desperloch, where molten iron has been poured on top and through to help kind of...
Yeah, he then his next turn is to use his domain card, his bone domain card, Death Maneuver, which allows him to basically go a distance, gets him right up to the wall, and then uses Fawn's ability, great leaping ability, to get up onto the wall and into safety. He is now in the safety of Desperloch. A contingent of the Vigil, led by I forget what his full name is. Ghost Hook. I think that's his last name. Goes out to defeat in defense to defeat the creature. And after a few sides of battle and the swirling, the creature goes silent, and the battle is over.
For the people that are like 10 feet away looking and hearing this whole conversation. Shh!
You should see the other guy.
When you hear a horn. Beyond the hall, another horn. assume that connotates that the current threat seems to have been handled. You kind of rest your arm over this young human man, maybe in his, 16,
Oh, hang on.
17 or so. Starts carrying you over as you come through the village of Desperloch. A surviving village here in the Halcyon Domain. As you walk into the kind of main central space of it, you can see the beautiful central forum built up.
As we go on, we meet.
Wood and everything, and he some fur by the walls. I'd probably break out and just head to the front. What happened? I heard a commotion by the walls.
Describe what we see as you rush out to check, Idle.
So Idle steps forward in some furs and just some basic cloths, but he always drags with him this long halberd, rusted, definitely worn handle with wood and everything. And he rushes out, and he's looking for vigils or anyone else that's recently seen action, and he's trying to spot any way that he can sort of help or assist. And certainly any signs of crimson is an early indicator of that.
As you rush out glancing about, you do see that the vigil on the wall have begun sheathing their weapons and setting aside their bows, kind of throwing them over the shoulder. It looks like you came just as the immediate danger has subsided. And you watch as exterior hooks and ropes are lowered down and other vigils step above. You see Vigil Ghost of Branwythe has also climbed up. One of the few vigil figures that you've really kind of built a rapport with, who kind of looks down at you and gives you a nod. You see this massive man in his early 40s, but has seen a weather enough life where he looks much older. But he is a shit brick house of a warrior who, while not native to Desperloch, coming here maybe about 5 or 6 years ago from a fallen settlement far to the west, has become one of the renowned protectors of this space. A man of few words, but a man of ever dangerous capability, and the kind of person you want on your side. Kind of steps down from the slag wall and kind of gives you a look.
Edel, these woods grow more and more restless, at least when they're being drawn from their nests.
And looks past beyond. You can see the outer kind of darkened shadow shape of a hobbling figure being carried across the vision of the sacred pyre behind them, just kind of silhouetting them against the flame. And you kind of follow his sight, and you can see Snyx kind of limping in the grasp of one of the other civilians of Desperloch.
Is he one of ours?
Yes. Survived. For now.
If you need anything, I'm never far. Excuse me, and I'll try and catch up with Snyx.
Okay. Ghost goes and turns and begins.
Yeah, he goes and talks to Snyx. And who tells him what will go on there, or what he can remember. Strangely enough, he never seems to be able to have a good memory of what about his journey. I don't think the problem's him. They go and take him over to the healer, Turbo, a Galapagos, I think the name of the race is, turtle folk, who treats Snyx. And as we go, we head over toward the pyre itself. And there,
one to keep up with her appearances.
This commotion has been.
There we meet
a big, hardy orc woman, getting up there in age, at least for Desperloch here in the wastes, old age is very different here. Not what we are used to. And she's got long, matted black hair. You can tell she's not really one to keep up with her appearances. Soot smeared across her face. Her hands are calloused and blackened from tossing twigs and brush and really anything that they can get their hands on into the fires. She's got long kind of robes that are the vestments of the pyre keepers. When she heard the commotion, she went over, kind of looked over the wall of the edge, recognizing Snyx. Underneath her vestments, she kind of grips a sword that she's keeping hidden for now. And very curious. Hope Snyx is okay, since he's very useful to her.
On the opposite side of the pyre, you see, in similar pyre keeper vestments, themselves as clean as they can be, as the creation of fresh vestments is challenged based on the materials available through the disparate trade across the wastes here. But you see a female dwarf in her early 40s, tightly braided brown hair with kind of graying streaks pulled through it, hairline partially receded, probably from pulling it so tight for the majority of her life, but heavy crow's feet wrinkles from a life of smiling. This dwarven woman you know to be Pyrekeeper Roman, who kind of sees you looking over towards Truvo's tent and like, "Is everything okay there, love? Did you see who it was?"
Yes, it was the messenger, Snyx. Looks like the jungles are restless tonight.
He's okay though, right?
He's with Truvo now, he'll be alright.
Good. He's supposed to find me a book.
No? I'm hoping he has good news from one of the neighboring settlements.
I tell you what, you go check on him. I'll keep watch here. Looks like the danger's done. I'll just, I'll shout if anything comes up.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Look, Vigil seems fine. You see a couple of Vigil folk on the far edge of the slag wall have kind of sat down, their legs dangling over, and one of them pops open a wineskin and starts drinking and passing it over. If I can take a break, so can you.
I'll be back.
All right, Brixton.
Thank you. Scurry over.
The leather flap opens in the Truo's tent, and Snyx, you see there standing Brixton in the pyre keeper attire.
Oh. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
That looked...
Brixton has always longed for something more than just be a pyre keeper. As great an honor as it is. She knows the tales from the days before the Age of Umbra, of valor and stuff, and seeks it.
How did you just know that? I'll check on you here in a few hours. Need some rest.
I'll look forward to it.
I'm just gonna kind of go off into the shadow, kind of stepping out of the tent.
Before you go, bring this to Roman.
The book?
She ordered it. It's a mystery book. It's all I could find. It's a good book.
I think the scroll is like a missive from
the
the
last
southern
chapter's
removed.
missing, so you don't really know who did it.
Oh,
But still, she might like it.
thank you. Wait, should we read this now?
It's up to you. You don't have to. You can keep it yourself.
Read it out loud. Do the nanny Muppet Baby's
her
voice.
She's Russian.
Your lost letter sounded so worried. No, I'm abandoning that.
Yeah.
Do not be. Though I appreciate your concern. Okros is remarkably calm. In fact, I've started a garden. A garden. Mostly herbs and small legumes. Legumes. And in the dry patches, I've started filling it with lovely rocks and shiny stones that I've begun to collect. How goes life in Desperloch? Oh, Aliana. I trust you are guarding the pyre with your strength and steadfast passion. Reading was never my strong suit, she says to no one. You truly are a hero. Please take care of yourself and the very nice messenger who carries these letters. Ah, Strix. He's such a kind young man. And handsome, too. You bastard. Do not worry about me. Missing you. I will visit again someday soon. I hope. Best.
So Sam wrote that note?
Tuck this away. In my ropes. And I head back to my post.
As you deliver the tome to Rahman, who's... Oh, fantastic! I want to have a second book. I'm so excited.
Apparently the last chapter is gone, but... I don't know, maybe you can... rewrite it. Maybe to something hopeful.
Maybe I can. Do you know who could teach me how to write?
Not me.
Anyway, puts the book away real fast. As you glance over and see Ember Warden Sheena is doing a walk through the forum and kind of glances over. You see this kind of near elderly female elf, one of the few beings that's probably lived since the last age, who walks along and just kind of glances over to make sure the two of you are keeping to your stations.
This is the Ember Warden?
This is the Ember Warden Sheena.
I don't make eye contact. I just kind of look down and hurry over to the kindling and grab a few of the larger logs.
The resources used to get thankfully for the pyre keepers, the pyre doesn't actually take up that much resources to maintain. But they don't have to use massive amounts of wood stuff to keep it going. It's not like the forest around is. It's not like they forest the jungle. Though that might help with probably not, because it's something they could keep away. I just thought it helps keep away the pursuers. That we zoom back to Idle, who as he's walking around with thoughts, receives a slap on the back. A teenage dwarven young woman, and Aaron, who her family. He's currently bugging with her family, so it's how they know each other. And kind of wants Idle to talk to the talk to the Delvers. We'll learn who those are later. And talk to them about some autonomy that's never fully explained in this. What she meant by that? And as they keep on talking, they keep on having this conversation, but eventually, Idle hears a skittering in the bushes behind them.
I'm not scared.
Tries to roll.
Double 11s, baby.
Hot table, hot
Hell
table.
yeah. You guys are rolling hot already. When it doesn't help you, really. I'm sure it'll be great.
Warm it up.
You glance over and see something shift, and instinctually, like some power takes hold of you, the need to protect for a second time, little Aaron. You reach over into this bush and grab the back of some thick cloth and pull forward. Telson, would you please describe your character?
He's the skidder. I skitter. What you seem to be grabbing out of the brush is a kind of a pile of clothing with definitely a person inside of it. It is a what would be a very fine medium-sized top hat and long coat, probably 60 to 70 years ago. Now it's seen better days. It has been repaired and repaired and repaired and repaired. There's a lot of stitching holding the whole thing together. Whatever color it originally was has long faded to browns and grays. It is expertly held together. If anything, the stitching is more impressive than the clothing itself for its magical ability to hold everything on. The young man within this giant pile of clothing, he's kind of hard to make out because he's got a bit of a scarf around his neck, and the hat definitely is too big, so it sits down. But you can see that his face is very gray, and the hat and scarf are gently concealing, just a touch, 6 eyes, which is definitely 4 more than anybody should have, and which are large and insectoid, and a mouth that is far too wide, covered on the sides by little mandibles, almost as if he was some sort of strange anthropomorphic spider, which he's an anthropomorphic spider. I'll explain it. So it is just kind of this bundle of cloth with, what was once nice fingerless gloves and a little, what seems to be a rather large sewing needle at his side, just below the cloak. So I suppose you give this bundle of clothing a big... Whoa! Hey! Everything's fine! I give up!
What have I said about trying to sneak up on us?
That I should do it as often as possible.
You're really sneaky, I grant you, but sometimes there are people you just shouldn't sneak up behind.
That's very fair. Very fair.
Don't sneak up on him.
But when I do, it's so rewarding.
I'm sure, but you're gonna get punched again. You'll be down 2 more eyes.
I'm sorry about the coat. It looks really, really nice.
I can fix it later. It's no problem at all. If anything, a little bit of practice.
What are you hiding from, anyway?
I wasn't hiding. I was actually was doing a bit of digging. There's some interesting things down here. I was seeing what was possibly either edible, turn something into some tea, spice up some meat.
Did you tell Paul you were going to be digging in his yard?
Yeah, this is...
I mentioned it a while ago.
Where things are grown. We work really hard on this stuff.
Weeks ago. Within a month.
We're not going to tell him anything, but just... It's nice enough he's letting you all stay here. Just try to be a little more respectful,
Aaron.
I've got some work.
Remember, leverage. We talked about this. I think we probably should tell him about this.
We'll remember this, and should the moment arise where we need a favor, you'll remember this too.
There we go. I will certainly remember this when I'm working to stitch up one of your pairs of trousers, or otherwise it might mysteriously come apart if the work wasn't, expertly done.
There you go.
That's good.
All right, I'll go check up on Pa. Go about your business, I suppose. See if we get dinner ready soon.
All right, I'll be there.
Aaron darts off towards the cabin.
Just seem a bit on edge. Is everything all right?
Styx came in from his latest run and was chased by something. Vigils jumped from the wall, handled it. He got stitched up by Norin and Truvo, but couldn't get any information about what it was or what led to it or anything else.
That's no surprise. I'm glad he's safe. Did he have everything that he wanted to bring into the city?
Oh, with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a thing, a satchel. I wasn't really looking at that part. I think so. He was carrying something, which is good because he was leaking a lot.
Oh. Well, that's most important. That's been taken care of. Can I get you something, by the way? I think I've got some food or otherwise inside.
Yeah, wouldn't mind. A little pre-dinner dinner.
At this point, Aaron's sort of shouting in here in the house, like, Pa! Howard! We come back over to about 30 or so feet away from his little, farmstead home that's been cobbled together with gathered driftwood from the nearby Ashen Sea shore, as well as what elements of logged jungle tree has been allowed by the triumvirate of the village. But there's a small kind of storage shed, barn-like building there. And there...
Oops. Okay, we're already getting to the next clip.
Sit amongst the shadow, pushed against the window and listening in as best you can from the distance. Misty, what do we see through the somewhat cracked glass that has been placed here?
You can see, first you just see her face, which she is completely made of stone. And you see sort of a crown, a veil that's been chiseled, carved into the stone. And she is 8 feet tall. She is covered in decades and decades and years of muck and mire and
not really showing
she
on
has
this.
spots on her where, there are hornets' nests, and she's a bit of a living nightmare. She's been stained over time. She's been picked at and desecrated because she is a large statue. And she's grown over with moss and vines, and areas of her have graffiti, but on the bottom of what would be her skirt, it almost looks like drawings left by a child. But she's sitting there in the shed, just excitedly sort of peeking out, but also trying to stay hidden.
Beyond your massive stone wings that arise, your 3 sets of them.
4 sets.
4 sets? My
Yes.
I
forgot to
as
add
you
that.
move forward, you can just barely hear the muffled sound of the guttural voice that's going on in the background.
It's about these times that the sun rose and... Misty, are you even listening to me?
Oh, yes, I am.
You turn around and you can see there sitting is Old Man Garrick, the farmer, dwarf, father of Aaron and purveyor of this little farmstead here in Desperloch. This old dwarf with a mass of gray curls that kind of curve inward, much like Aaron's hair does. Himself a massive scar that runs down one eye and down his throat. Some heavy wound that he took long ago, but it doesn't keep away that perpetually curled smile on his face. A patchy white mustache and a curl of a beard that kind of curves upward there at the bottom. And he's holding what looks to be a tattered children's book that he's been reading to you here in the kind of the quiet silence of this back room.
I know you've heard this story before,
No, but it is one of my favorites. Please, would you read that page again? Because I got a little distracted by what was happening outside.
What's happening outside?
Fun.
The book closes. He stands up.
I'm slow moving and creaking a little, but I help him up.
Zooms up.
Oh, looks like we got company.
Are you a stone statue?
Yes.
Or no? Okay.
I am a stone statue.
Wow.
The sound of like creaking and scratching stone with each movement. Just that rub with each shift. An entity from the old world, once a vessel for the spirits and the angels from the veiled gods of old, left empty and abandoned here in the Age of Umbra. But not this one. This one lives, talks, listens to books sometimes. But Garrick has now closed the tome and excitedly kind of walks with you over to the edge and opens the exterior door of the barn and says,
Okay, looks like we got a whole gathering.
August was in the bushes again.
Huh? Ay, ay, ay. Actually, that's perfect.
What an incredible healer. Snix is so brave.
I'm just kidding. Snix was fine. Yeah, I mean, he was wounded, but he came in. He was fine. I felt bad lying. I don't know.
Oh, no, really, it's okay. I know it's kind of like a type of humor.
Yes. Yeah.
Just barely humor, by the way. I'm bringing out a little bit of bread and butter just for everyone.
I imagine that laughter. It sounds like it has gravel in it.
Garrick kind of leans away.
Putting out just a little bit of bread and butter for everybody.
Let's make this a feast. It's been a minute since we've had a conglomeration of fine friends to celebrate the survival of your friend. In fact, I think I got a stew on from yesterday. Still got a little flavor left. Come on.
Yeah. Yep. Still some flavor left is usually just about right for us.
As you all kind of gather and follow Garrick to the farmhouse with Aaron, you keeping watch there on the pyre, you recovering under the watch and healing hands of the local turtle. An evening of safety progresses. One that is rare in many places of this land, but that's what makes these settlements so important. The enduring here are allowed some peace. They are allowed family. They are allowed hope. And you all, throughout the evening, find a night of rest. For some dreams come, for others just an exhausted darkness until the morning wakes you. Some have odd visions. Some have recurring flashes. 2 stone pillars framing a mountainous doorway. An endless mist spilling forth. Purples and pinks, lights glowing from the mist. Almost stained glass rising. A crown on a pedestal. Flames burning, flames shut. Towers bending. Voices like a choir of angels singing, then screaming. And then nothing. As the morning comes, it raises you all to a new day. The morning, standard as many mornings here. There's not a lot to do here in Desperloch. Many fight to engage their curiosities. Books.
Yeah, books are considered contraband in this rare and stuff that there. Usually, certain individuals will try to hoard. Most books on land are still held in monasteries and different orders. Trick for even in the fiction books, they might find like little truths and stuff that lead tell more about the era 100 years ago before the Age of Umbra. Their settlement itself built right next to on the base of a cliff, sheer cliff. At the far top is a monster that no one can reach from the outside. Yet it's from this monster the source of yet this monster ends up being the source of business for Desperloch. A group of knowledge leaders, the Scholars of Lazal, all seek to uncover the knowledge within the thing. Their workforce, the Delvers, there's basically laborers and sometimes mercenaries to help them uncover the secrets of the catacombs below. For there is an extensive layer of catacombs. Homes leading almost toward the base of the base, which were partly uncovered due to the shifts and falling of the side, which led to that sheer cliff being created. As the morning goes on, there is a blast sound in the air. The trumpet sounding not a sounding of arrivals. As 5 Vault soldiers enter the compound. Their friend and and one of the best delvers, Marcelo, probably not pronouncing that right, is with them. And they're all very wounded. Gravely wounded. Like they're like one mistake away. They were one mistake away from meeting their maker. That's how bad it is. To emphasize how bad, it's put out that their party was largely 10, not 5. Misty and August tried to get closer and stuff. Rossello, I think that's how it's pronounced. While being people and stuff, says, "We may have found it." At the doors to the filament harrow, which would get us up into which would allow entrance into the monastery above.
Look, love, you need to recover. And the purpose and import of this is above you.
This is like the leader of the scholars.
This is the scholars' jurisdiction. You've done your job. Now, your current deed.
is to survive. So, do it. And she turns around to the rest of the scholars, and they all kind of begin to talk amongst themselves. Aaron kind of creeps in and goes like, "What was that? Muscalo, is he okay?"
I think so. Actually, Aaron, come with me. Can I go up to Rascalo?
Yeah, so Rascalo's currently like pushing away some of the scholars as they're trying to help him over towards Truvo.
I'm sure Truvo has got his hands full.
Truvo is currently in the process of gathering a troop to start handling the rest of the 4 other delvers who've returned. And you look at upon him, one of them is missing a leg and is like tourniquet, placed upon it that's barely functioning. Somebody else is their hands on their neck, and you can see they're pale in the face, and they're still leaking as much as they're trying to hold as much as they can. It is a very dire situation.
Does Rascalo look like if he doesn't receive urgent care, it could go very poorly very quickly?
Go ahead and make an instinct roll for me, if you don't mind.
It's double 12s.
Whoa!
Dang! We're gonna die as soon as we get in bed.
Yes, you are.
No.
You are going to roll terribly when it
As
matters.
long as I'm with you.
That's great. So take a hop.
Thank you. Yeah.
And if you had a stress, Rascalo looks quite hurt. You can see there is a puncture in his torso, right beneath the rib cage that goes through his armor, and that's what he's trying to hold and plug it with. Looks like a heavy part of his leather glove is the fingers pushed into the puncture wound, but it's still kind of soaking through. With that roll, he'll likely survive, but he'll be down for weeks. But he's still kind of pushing aside, and eventually Truvo and some of the other kind of brought in assistants are starting to trying to hold him down. He's like, "No, we're right there, and no one's taking this away from me." Spits up blood on his
Yeah.
Someone give me a bucket of wine or something.
Idrova, Rascalo's done a lot. I think we can
Rascalo.
take care of him if he'll just come with me. We'll.
He takes her skull away to treat him. Using saving touch. One of his powers as Serapha? Which is kind of like a holy power, which, of course, seeing this, something of the Spider-Man shocks for some of the.
Zero 7 dice we just got today!
Oh, which one are we gonna use?
Which ones? How many do you have? You know.
Well, there's a lot in here.
There's a
7 dice we just got today!
It matters.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. That is a 9 and a 3, so it's 12. 14 with hope.
14 with hope. Okay. So take a hope on that one.
Okay.
As Rascalo calms a little bit.
I'm gonna slowly walk up. Use the hat to keep my face a little hidden. And
They keep. And he also tries to use some of his powers to help treat. I forget what it's like. And after he gets on the shock, he talks some more about this. He said, only 5 return. However, of the 4 that remain, 5 that remain, 4 are confirmed dead, but 1 still might be alive.
I'm not a child. I am a Delver Scout. Thank you very much. It's like, look.
Mm-hmm. And the one remaining is Velko, who they know personally. Velko Dravenmore, a Qatari, a captain, specifically one of who has a resemblance to a lion. and Roselio, I'll ask them to form a rescue party to see if they could go retrieve him, or hopefully find him alive, but retrieve him nonetheless. However, before he goes, he takes idol and said, "Don't take that monastery from me." He wants to be like the first one in there. They go to Italy to get permission. Who gives it? It says specifically to rescue the lost Delver. It gives the blessing and tells them to leave within the hour. They'll need someone to help guide the way. So they get Stex.
You're coming with us.
What?
We're going in the vaults. Idol said that we need a secondary scout to work under me, and I'm going to train you.
To work under you?
Yeah, come on. Grabs your hand and starts pulling you out of his head.
I don't work for anybody else right now. It's just me. The vault, that's scary. I don't want to go down there.
She's just dying to listen. Like, she's rambling at this point. Like, so we're going to go on down the bottom pit floor. It splits off into 4 different directions there. Now, the second one from the left is have large marble pillars on each side. Go ahead and stay to the right-hand side so you avoid the cliff faces falling off from the depth
I
below.
pull myself back. What are you talking about? We can't go in the vault. It's people die down there all the time.
Only the ones who don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm going to teach you.
Forgive me, but you don't know what you're doing either.
That's just hurtful.
We need someone. If you're going to go down there, anybody's going to go down there. You need somebody brave, strong.
Right. You?
No!
Then who do you recommend?
I mean, if none of the Vigil are going, you should get Brixton.
Would you go if Brixton's going?
Well, you should want to go.
Brixton!
Wait, no, don't. I'll ask her.
I was literally right on the other side of the curtain. Yes.
I
heard my name and nothing else.
Second, continue.
I'm going on a mission.
I'll go with you.
Oh, God.
I'm ready.
I'm going on a mission.
I will go.
It's going to be dangerous.
But I look like
force
looking
him.
after your destiny look.
Risk it.
That is because you are very brave.
I know.
Despite everything you just said, and that I wasn't listening to.
Wait, what?
You were very brave.
I am.
I know. That's what I said.
I'm not following this.
Listen, I don't even know what this job is, honestly. I have a bunch of deliveries to make, so maybe you can just figure out what it is we're talking about and if there's any money in it. And
We're going to deliver a wounded vigil, named Velk,
Oh, so Vel.
back to
Sorry.
the village safe and sound. You're good at delivering. Just this time the payload is alive.
I come over and Aaron, I heard you shouting. Is everything all right?
I think we got ourselves 2 new members of our Delvin crew.
Oh, you're going?
Oh, of course. I don't know if Aaron told you, but the reward for this mission is quite substantial. High monetary value.
Magnificent. The scholars themselves have thrown quite a bit of tradable goods into the pot for those who return.
Really?
Oh, good God.
Yeah. They found the gate to the firmament's heart.
Aaron!
They found the monastery gateway.
Is that okay? Is there money down there? Is there good?
They're good.
Okay.
I think it would be very valuable to the Triarch. So, if monetary compensation or favor is of import to you.
I mean, you're the one who trades to the outer settlements. You tell us how useful that stuff is to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's It's everything out there. Right? Once you leave the walls, if you don't have anything to trade, you're as good as dead.
And outside the walls is where the expertise we need.
Wait, we're going outside the walls?
Sure are. It's
Weren't
not
you just
within the
there?
walls.
It's not too far. It's a few miles up the base of the mountain right there.
I actually know the vaults quite well. Don't tell anybody.
How?
How do you know tell me?
Wait! What?
Hiding behind.
A little bush rustles.
I'm usually just hiding behind the giant statue.
Oh my god. Well, good.
Or on the statue.
You know.
Yes.
Of course I know who you are. I've got a whole bunch of stuff for you. We'll do that later.
Hello, August.
Good to see you.
It is so good to see you. Gentlemen. This is destiny calling.
It is.
Yes. Can't you feel it? Deep down inside? We don't need no money. We do not need monetary payment. What payment will be in honor and glory?
I was promised stuff, but okay.
Stuff is only secondary to glory.
Yes, glory and stuff.
Yes.
Bit of respect.
Higher Paper Brixton.
Busted. That would be the Ember Warden, her boss. She tries to give this big speech and gets a nice, good roll for it. The Warden is seems somewhat reluctant, but ultimately agrees that it can be considered an expansion of her duties, but expansion of her duties this time. The group are set to go, and for reasons of glory, reward, status, for in case of idol, trust, August, because he's not very well known in the community, and that would really help his reputation. And we don't really get into Misty's motives for this. And as they're about to get out, August casts Slumber on Aaron, and they go return to their father's stuff, so because they're not bringing someone underage on such a dangerous mission. She'll be very pissed about it, but it's for her own good, apparently. He takes on his stress for the casting.
I'd leave a little note. Be back soon. Don't follow us. See you before nightfall.
Oh, maybe it's sorry.
Sorry.
Your dad insisted.
Yeah.
You plant her back in her abode with the understanding that she is to have a little nap. Gather your supplies as you feel are necessary for this rescue mission. And with a bit of approval and a bit of guidance from Muskello for the path they last took beneath the ruins, you are pushed beyond the slag wall exterior of Desperloch in the midday. The jungle itself, tangled and ominous around you, as you set foot in the direction of the base of the mountains and the vaults below. That's where we're going to take a break.
As they go the car around, they reveal that the on the way. I'm not sure if it's on the way there, but also while they're in the caves and stuff, they should be able to find their markers, blue flame torches or something, or lanterns and stuff, which will guide them to the Dharma's last known location. They actually asked what's it? Brixton. is enamored with is obsessively very much focused on Misty and asks her how she can be. She remembers like wandering as like a spirit for a long time, like ever since the like at least the start of the Age of Umbra, only to in recent years find the statue and inhabit it, receiving memories of the statue itself. The statue had already been found by August at the time. By the time she had found it, she inhabited it.
I don't. Do you eat? Eat.
No, you don't pebble.
I don't pebble. I mean, I could try, I guess, but you don't have to. Thank you.
That was him.
Was that me?
That was him.
Was that my ass? I don't know if I have one. And I start like circling to try.
Nothing I've ever seen back there.
No.
Steve.
Thank you. Was your name Misty in your previous life? That was given to me by August.
I needed something to call her, and she was a mystery, and it sort of got shortened on the way here.
You know, the old ones, the old clerics, they used to use these statues to get divine messages from the veiled gods. If this is familiar to you, perhaps you had a connection to the veiled gods. Maybe I will. Maybe I have memories that I don't feel like are my own. And I feel like they are the statues, but I don't know. But maybe we will find out. You are a bastion of inspiration. Thank you. I will fight to defend you.
But Snakes, you should know this information. We don't. We're careful with it.
Please.
We keep it close.
Yes.
People might misunderstand a Desperloch.
I will not hurt you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
No, I understand. Secrets are very
adventures
important.
are great spot.
Very valuable.
Snick says, like, in case of danger, scatter. Though some are a little skeptical of that method.
Flag walls?
I'll ask again. Who is leading this group forward?
That's me.
I would like you to make an instinct roll for me, please.
Just sit here in the doorway, the gateway.
Insight.
Instinct.
All right.
You've got this.
I sure do.
Everybody in Desperloch's just been listening.
9 with hope.
That's not good.
9 with hope. Okay, so you can take a hope.
However, I should have called this before. Yeah, you have to call it before the roll, right?
Experiences you called people before.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I'll remember that next time.
That's okay.
Are we out of eye shot though?
Well, after that, because Strix, he doesn't know the way. He must mark one stress, of course, because he gets flustered. Especially though, like later in the, then they would have like they reach a cavern and enter. There they after wandering in like the rough walls and stuff, they find more organized, something like more interesting, like carved walls and stuff. The catacombs. Kind of like observing around, start seeing a lot of like bones and skulls on the walls. However, as they keep going, there's a sudden flash of heat. The temperature just suddenly rise. A giant mass drops in. Flames licking its sides. On the walls there are crystals burning red. As they wonder what to do to get around stuff, they see another ooze squeeze out of a skull in the wall. Yeah. They think the best solution right now would be to run. August really tries to cast Ice Spike to impale it for 4 damage, but it uses their action to avoid it by splitting in 2. So they have 2 bones. They're weaker, but they both get their own attacks. The ice that impaled that's sucked into the body is instantly turned to mist. It's that hot. As it go, some of the skeletons across the wall start to awaken.
So, as you guys were moving in through probably, let's say this direction here, and the events were happening, this began to back where you came in. That was where you had turned, and you were met with one of these assembled skeletons. The rest of you, as you would cast your Ice Spike, whereabouts would you have been?
Probably...
I'll say the source of the impact that you fired at would be about here.
So I would have probably been. Where is Misty?
Misty is right here. Misty, where are you?
Jesus.
I feel like I'm sort of taking up the rear because I was sort of.
Like you were the last one.
That's great. Like I'd be, I was.
So you're probably over there with these folks, and you would have turned around to go this way.
Yeah,
See that
definitely
happening
staying.
So I would have been about right there. Yeah, that's
That's
about right.
would have been.
I would probably be near Snicks
Already.
as we were both staring at a map.
And how high's the
The
ceiling?
other blob that had dropped down is right there.
Oh boy, look at that thing! With the arms and the skulls coming out of the
There's
top!
2 blocks over there, and there's a skelly behind us.
Correct.
Oh boy.
We're fine, we're good.
What are you doing?
Oh boy.
I would warm it up. I'd take the halberd out from behind the cloak as the furs and leather sort of move, and using familiar force, I'll sort of whip it around my head once and take a 1-2 stride, and I'm going to swing it right for the middle of that. Yeah,
Over here?
that's that scale.
All right. So
Blobby's
move up and
section.
heavy swing towards that one.
That is 13 plus 15 to hit.
15 hits.
With hope.
Alrighty.
It hits below for 11 damage. Or was it, actually I think it was 14. He was able to add some stuff to it.
Where there was one, there's not
I'll
two.
say
I made a friend.
No.
Oh boy!
they immediately both retort against you. So both are taking strikes. First one is going to be a 20. Now, naturally, going to go to 20 to hit
Yeah,
you.
hits for sure.
And the second one is going to be a 9.
That is my evasion.
All right, so both hit you. The first one strikes you.
Why are you so slow?
You take 3 points of magic damage
Sure, okay.
and become ignited. You are now on fire. And will take damage each time you roll until you manage to
Extinguish the flame.
extinguish it with a finesse roll.
With a finesse roll.
You
Oh,
or
no.
somebody else.
This is so bad. This is so bad.
The other one,
Always got ice spikes.
the other one does
Okay.
5 points of magic damage to you as you begin to burn still.
I'm going to burn one of my armor slots to negate that last one.
He's hit and he's ignited.
You got it. Alright, that finishes their reaction and their spotlight. Who's up next?
how tall is the ceiling here?
In here, it's about, let's say, 10 feet at most. It's not terribly high, except for at the top here, it's about 15 or so feet with only a 5-foot clearance.
So flying's a little iffy. For now. Anybody, or should I?
When August attacked.
Brixton misses with help, though. Oh, though still manages to knock off the armor one, with though not seeing have any effect. Okay, let's see. There's through Brixton then dodges a counter strike, but unfortunately, August is hit by a slime. Is also set ablaze. As they keep going, the sound attracts 2 more enraged skeletons. Misty cast in Rapture her Grace to Daggerheart. Ugh. She takes a stress to cause them to also take a stress one.
I've got all kinds of advantage and all kinds of stuff going on here. Oh, God.
He just shorted out.
13 with fear.
No. I'm going to use my last prayer dice to give you +4 to that.
Ooh.
Before
17 with fear.
17 with fear.
Okay,
So I will
okay.
take a fear.
Nice. That's good. That's the slow drag.
It's best. You looking at the map, you realize
Misty manages to block a strike into her. Well, August create an ice spike to not to attack, but to help distinguish the item who's still aflame. It was a critical success. Thankfully, Brixton fell. Anyway, sorry. Brixton then fells a skeleton, but as he moves to try to get out of there, she bangs her knee on the cart and starts hobbling over. Let's see, and Idle dodges a slime, but Styx is hit and also set one like the other two is set ablaze. The skeletons hit Misty for 3 damage. August is well. I'll let this explain 3 or 3. Wait. Hmm.
And it's just bound there.
Very sensible.
You're welcome.
That is so cool.
Does everybody have wings?
My only phobia. I hate you.
I'll use that dice to connotate you as flying, but you can get about that far.
Yep.
And then as that turn ends, it comes to me. As everyone's charging that way, you have the map that's now slightly burning. You have a burning ooze that is focused on you from behind that I'm going to go ahead and activate and come at you immediately. That's going to be a 11 to hit.
No, my evasion is 13.
Oh, so it misses you entirely.
I'm running around with my hair on fire.
Brings it back to you guys. Who wants to go?
I'm going to take my halberd, and because it's a very close weapon, I'm going to activate Spirit Weapon.
Spirit weapon, which uses stress to attack, but they can attack twice and takes out the two slime copies. Brixton is hit by a slime, but blocks with an armor slot to bring her to 0, which means he also does not ignite. Then okay.
So I would like to use the strongest steel must first be tempered by the flame.
Given the literally heated exchange that this source of fire has been amongst your friends, you see flickering in your eyes the deepest fire of the sacred pyre that keeps Desperloch safe and held. And in that moment of inspiration, take your strike.
Amazing. Hear me whisper it.
Sacred Pyre.
Oh, that's amazing! I rolled a 19 on my hope die. Whoa. So that's going to be 23 plus 2 to my strength, so 25 total.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Great. I will take that 8, 9, 10, 11 total.
11 total
damage. Yeah.
That's going to be a severe on that one. All right, it is. You strike it with the butt of your sword. It quivers angrily. You kind of almost like pull the flame from it for a moment, almost like you're siphoning the essence of the sacred pyre. Maybe that's just your imagination. It'll look cool in a minute. I'm going to use a fear for its reaction to go ahead and split into two ones, and I'll just use a secondary one here. It's a little bit smaller, but they're both barely holding on at this point.
Split into two.
They're both like. But spotlight's still on you guys. So do you want to keep running, or?
You can do whatever you want.
Go, you go.
I just want to put out the fire.
I was about to help anyway, so I can.
Sure.
Before you do.
Sir Rick's managed to put out the fire. He attempts to bring it on fire, but fails. Sorry. Brixton uses I Am Your Shield to take a hit for someone, and then uses her armor slots to reduce her the don't. Sorry. Use that to reduce it to nothing. 316.
It feels vindicated. It's like.
I'm going to use an armor.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to use an armor to get rid of it.
Oh.
It feels dejected. Hates statues now. No, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Questions until present.
Yeah.
You said these oozes are barely hanging on?
Yeah.
That I bet.
Brixie uses a whirlwind to attempt to take him, to finish him off. I think it was a success. August manages to shatter a skeleton with an ice spike. The party then leaves the remaining of the essays behind as they escape. As they keep on, Brixton and reveals that she has stuck out before, and not only stuck out before, but also been in the caverns before. As a matter of fact, the armor she was originally on a skeleton, not an animated one, but some long lost sword from the age before. And she took it for her own.
Army moving. Brightest day, the bluest of sky, and soldiers off to some conquest. A flash of a time forgotten, a memory that's yours, not yours. You don't remember this, but you do now. Why? You pull back and withdraw your fingers from her breastplate.
I just saw visions of battle. I think this is a very incredible piece that you're wearing. I took great care to hide it from the scholars. I know if they saw me with such a relic, they would surely remove it from my person. But it's all for them. It was meant for me. It was meant for me to maybe bring back the valiant knights that once were. Of course. It's my destiny.
Well, you definitely were impressive. You fought with strength and steadfast passion.
Yes.
But we should really keep going, don't you think?
Yes. Of course. I figure we'll walk
This is a
talking.
walk and talk.
Yes, a walk and talk.
Yeah, they agreed they do need to keep moving. They can talk a long way. So soon after, they come and find a gate. The gate. Yeah, on the ground, there are 5 corpses. 4 of are the dead vigils turned vigils who were employed as the forget what they're called, and the corpse of the guardian, a large skelenoid figure.
Just sort of collapse to my knees. It's just so horrible that they would die like this, and I'm going to be rifling through their pockets. It's just, they're our brothers and sisters, and they're just seeing if I can find anything to take.
Yeah, I'll say, make a finesse roll for me if you don't mind.
Okay.
Did they also burn that guardian?
No.
Or does that not need?
And the Guardian's the one that has the crown, right?
Yeah.
Correct. But no, it's those who are mortal and died, those are the ones that need to be burned.
Got it.
and destroyed.
20 with hope.
20 with hope. Take that hope. Yes, in fact, you uncover on that body an amber reach round shield that seems to have been scavenged from the ruins. It's a round shield.
Okay.
As well as what looks to be a small pouch. This pouch itself was burned, but not to the point where the interior of it was destroyed. There is a what's called an armor stitcher. It is a series of metallic patches and a chemical liquid that can be used to set it over damaged armor to repair it rather rapidly.
Duct tape. Duct tape. Universal Honest Duct Tape.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
Duct tape.
I'm gonna take these items, and I realized that my pack is kind of full. This is a weird time to do this, August, but can I deliver your stuff to you now? I kind of need the room.
You take delivery in this cave of death and wonder.
It is COD, so.
What do you got there?
I've got some good stuff for you that you asked for.
Yeah, no, what do you got that you need to make room for?
It's just
what
junk.
I have.
It's just junk.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at that.
It's just
No,
junk.
it's going to. I'm
But
going
I
to
got
make
this stuff
I'm
for
going
you.
to take a. I'm going to attempt to grab a at least one of the smallest. I'm going to try and grab the pouch with prestidigitation.
Okay. So it's a sizable object.
Okay.
I will say, go ahead and make a finesse roll against you rolling.
So excited.
Finesse?
A reaction roll of instinct. This is for you to sense.
Do I get to add my instincts to this?
Yes, you do.
12 with hope.
Eight with hope.
So you pluck it and you watch as there's this like tug on the pouch that you had just acquired, and as it tries to pull away, you kind of grasp it and it pulls away. You look over and see the look in August's eyes.
I'll take my stuff later.
Look, I'll show you what this is, alright?
I'd like to.
I'll show you what this is. It's some sort of thing for fixing armor. It seems pretty cool.
That's bloody brilliant.
Yeah, expensive. Whoever has their armor damaged can use it. Of course, if you had any armor, you could too. But I don't think you'd want that. You're a strong fighter. You're a spider moth.
I'm really not a strong fighter, but I don't need it. I don't need it. Just, show what you got. That's all.
But I did have stuff for you from earlier. The stuff you requested. You wanted meat. I got you a few ounces of pain beast meat.
All right, that'll do.
You asked for some juniper berries. They're a little rotten.
Okay,
here they
no,
are.
I'll take them. Thank
And
you.
you reached into my pouch. You asked for some fabric. It's gray.
Later,
It's
later,
gray
later.
linen. And then
need it right
I
now.
couldn't find a whole book on etiquette,
Yep.
but I did find this. It's a pamphlet about dress codes for formal occasions.
That'll do.
All right. And that's all I
Pamphlet
got.
will fit in my bag.
While they're having this conversation, and you're kind of taking in the surroundings here, you can see the massive double gate that was noted by Raskello.
The gate is slightly pushed in. There's like there's a bloody hand print on the door where, as it's someone pushed open, with a little trail of blood leading from that print to where the barrel is, as well as a bone trinket hanging from the door, which is a sign that their friend felt what was there. It probably went through.
Of the crowd!
Gauntleted features are exaggerated, but you go and like
Okay.
touch and grab the.
Is the crown? Did you say?
Guardian.
Like the guardian.
It's a little. It's like a human size, a little larger. Like I said,
Larger.
the
Okay.
features are exaggerated, but you go and like
Okay.
touch and grab the crown.
Prestidigitation. Just.
Oh!
Shit.
Faster than you can
mind.
expect, suddenly a massive, gauntleted, bony skeletal hand with the fingers reformed, and the rest of you watch with lightning speed as the Guardian grabs onto your forearm and begins to rise
There's
up
again
from
my
its
second
broken
one,
space. I'll be right back here.
Why don't you grab the crowd?
Why would you do that? Dumb idea.
Oh God!
Here, so just give me a second.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy!
Ready.
Who has multiple armor
Yeah,
slots
yeah,
down?
Me, but I can recover them.
I'm
So
two
don't
down.
give that
Two
to
down?
me.
2 of my 5.
I'm still awake.
Yeah.
This
I can also give somebody. I can also give somebody a
is a couple hours ago. It was done. And I'm like
was
3
so
hours ahead
cool.
of them, so.
Wow. Wow.
That crush your fingers.
So
I'm good.
wedding cake.
So as you had walked up to the gate here, and you all have been conversing back around this space. I want to do and over here.
Oh, that's the Guardian?
No, the Guardian.
Oh.
Just right into the honey pot we did.
As it rises
Oh, God.
upon the ground.
Oh, that's so sick.
It's a
Oh, he's
cool
all
Guardian.
hunched over. Look at him. Oh,
you
he's...
see
Oh
a
no.
once holy warrior who was tasked with preventing this gate from breaching for those unworthy of the monastery's great holy order itself, over time, taken by the corruption of the Umbra and other powers that sink deep into the roots of this mountain, leave it a mockery of its once holy self. As it's clasped onto your wrist, Snicks, it's going to go ahead and make a sweeping strike. It's going to shift forward slightly, and as part of its sweeping strike, I will spend a fear to do that, and it makes an attack against every PC within very close range. It takes its massive scythe-like blade. That's going to be a 14 against both you and... Let's see, that'd be Misty.
Yeah, okay.
Hits.
It's both of you?
Yeah.
All right. So both of you take...
Wait, what did you roll? Sorry.
14.
14. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Oof. It's going to be 11 points of physical damage on both of you.
I am... Who's rough? Who's...
I'll reduce that by 1 armor.
I only have 1, and I can reduce. I have 2 armor. We'll just... How many points of damage? 14?
No, that was
11.
11? Sorry?
I'm near Misty. I am your shield. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna mark a stress and take it.
Alrighty. So you take that 11 points of physical damage.
Yes, I will reduce it by 1. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Okay. Wait, so I just take 1.
You take no damage because
I
you
take no damage
I
because
take,
you
I
took
take
2.
it for
Okay.
correct.
No, I take
Jeez.
1 because I'm reducing it.
That deals 11 damage. Who uses her frontline hope feature? Brixton uses her frontline hope feature to clear up 2 armor slots. Idle is uses a beacon bolt on the Guardian, hitting it for some damage and making it vulnerable. The Guardian then jumps over some of them and does another massive slash on Brixton, Misty, and Idle. A Gust uses an Arcane Barrage for 11 damage. Brix uses Brixton. I think that's how the pronounce his name. Uses Unstoppable. The Guardian uses a Howl Cry, and 2 of the board corpses rise up to continue battle, and the 2 perform a group attack on Idle. Then it performs another sweeping strike, and gets a 19. This is an Umber touched, which means it crits on 19 or 20. For 16 damage on Misty, Idle, and Brixton. It is not looking good. And
bunch of stuff to it. First, I'm going to add my Wayfinder feature. I can mark a stress to add an extra damage dice. I guess I should see if I hit it first, right?
Well, you add it before you roll.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I'll do that. I'm marking stress to double the damage dice.
All right.
I'm going to roll to see if I hit.
Yep.
Do you want the help trying to hit?
I mean, yes, but you don't have very much hope to spend.
No, I don't. Okay, I'll wait.
All right. Oh, God, please work. 17. 17 to hit with fear.
17 hits.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. And that is 2d10 plus 2. That's 17 damage. And now I will spend 3 hope to hold them off. That will make my attack. The boomerang will hit him and then hit both of the other guys.
Okay. Is it physical damage?
This is magic damage.
Okay.
This is
He
magic
is not
damage.
resistant to magic damage. That's 13 damage?
What did I say?
I think it was
no,
higher.
it was
Oh,
higher.
Sorry, it was
7.
I think it was 17.
17. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Damn.
All
Yes,
right.
it was 17 because I rolled 15 plus 2. Yes.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah! Victory!
You got the howdy dirty
We're the
We're the boomerang.
Boomerang!
Does it kill all three?
Boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
That's the lamest shit I've ever heard. So badass.
Awesome.
Oh my
We're
god.
discussing death moves over here.
Yes, I have
Somebody's
one
on
hit
the
point left. I
edge.
was like, so what's the dead point? Yes.
Okay.
It's
I go.
Okay.
I run into the fray with my new friends, shaking with fear, unable.
They don't take
unable
too
to,
long rest
to,
after this.
To look at what I'm doing. I cover my eyes. And I throw the boomerang as hard as I can, hoping that someone will see how cool this is, and the boomerang will clang, cling, clang all the way around, and come right back into my
Here's what's
hand.
interesting. You throw it and it misses the Guardian. It spins around, destroys one of the skeletons, destroys the other. You miss it on the return, and then it sticks into the shield of the Guardian.
yes.
The magical runes glow and then detonate, the shield exploding, and the boomerang itself seems to strike into the ceiling.
Whoa!
The Guardian looks up as a rock, crushes it,
Oh, kind of Looney Tunes of
with
it.
the boomerang intact.
What the fuck?
That was amazing.
We gotta get out of here.
In the door. Wait, did you get the crown?
No, should I look? Should I get the
I
crown?
am leave it. Okay. All right. Wait, how much damage does your boomerang do?
It just did 17 damage because I doubled it and I did all sorts of. I used
Okay,
everything.
let's go.
I used everything.
Retrieve your boomerang.
got the
The gate guardian is now scattered into multiple pieces. It's its blade is thrown off and stuck into the wall.
Yeah, we've seen that before. His fingers were off. They came back on. Fuck him up.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute.
As your group pushes through the door, the blood smear of a previous figure who had stepped through.
Grab the little bone on the thread as we
You're going
go.
on the thread. You're all. It takes a moment for you all to pull this door closed. Here in the darkness beyond, where the torchlight doesn't reach, you ignite a torch to light the space. And there's a staircase that just descends. A beautiful, smooth, marbled staircase that climbs up. And that's where we're going to finish this episode.
Come on, Dad.
The firmament town.
Give us more.
Just trying to get Bill.
We just
Rock in
got
the
there.
hard place.
We'll pick up there next time.
And with that, we get into we exit the recap of the episode, and now the recap of my homebrew. Reintroducing the wrong one. The first 3 of my second wave of homebrews, starting with the Shinobi, Domains of Bone and Midnight, Spellcast Trait, Agility, starting invasion score 10, start damage threshold 6. That should be a sorry. Thanks. Class items that you get, like if you first start, you have when you first start a long piece of wrapping or a treatise scroll. For your Shinobi Hope feature, when you are about to be hit by attack, you can spend 3 hope to switch places with an item not being carried or being carried or held within very close range. You then make a reaction roll against the attack. On a success, you avoid the damage. On a failure, you take half damage. You can increase the range of this ability by 1 per extra hope spent. Then you got the primary class feature, the bread and butter of the Shinobi, thriving under pressure. When half of your stress slots are rounded up, you can increase the results of the roll. This might have to go back to its original as a nerf. By the way, the results you roll of your hope die by 1 for every stress marked past the halfway point. You roll a critical success when the results of your fear die equal your hope die with or without the bonus. So either one will get result in critical. This is both to increase its power, but also limit it. As when you roll a critical success, you reduce 1 stress. For subclasses, you got the Path of Shadows and Path of the Flash. If you make an attack roll after using a Midnight Domain card, you have advantage on that attack, on that roll. That is the foundation. The specialization, you round down to determine the halfway point for thriving under pressure. And then for your mastery, you are covered in smoke when you disappear and reappear from your Shinobi Hope feature and are considered hidden. Then the Path of the Flash, the foundation of which is the same as Path of, except you get the advantage after using a bone domain card. As for specialization, when you mark off stress for recall cost, you add a bonus to the number of stress marked off to your next roll. Basically, increase your roll by that. Mastery. You emit a flash of light when you disappear and reappear using Shinobi's Hope. Attacking creatures the attacking creature is vulnerable until the end of their next action. I'll be filling I won't be doing any of my subclasses background questions or such until for these I'll be when I have them all filled out stuff. I'll be making a whole video just to release. We go over all of them, including their connections. The Assassin, Domains of Midnight and Blade, Spellcasting trait Finesse, starting evasion score 9 and starting hit. Starting hit points 7. Your class items: a cloak of darkly or dully darkly or dully colored, or a bounty poster. Could be of you, could be a target, who knows. Your assassin's hope. When you hit with an attack, spend 3 hope to turn it into a critical hit. If the attack is already a critical hit, all damage dice on rolls to its maximum number. For class feature, it's Dark Deeds. When you are making a non-attack roll, you can roll your fear twice and choose which results to use, but only before you know if the roll is a success. Then your subclasses. The Hitman. Foundation. When you inflict severe damage, clear 1 stress. Specialization. You have advantage on the first attack against the enemy that has avoided an ally's attack since your last turn. Mastery. Dark New Deeds now applies to attack rolls against enemies that have avoided an ally's attack since your last turn. Enforcer, very much like the Hitman, only instead of when you inflict severe damage, when you take it, that's when you clear stress. Good grief. Specialization, and same thing as that, but instead of an ally's attack, they said it's like you have advantage against if they resist an ally's domain card. And Mastery also like theirs, difference like Hitman's Mastery, except it's now an ally's domain card. And finally, the Samurai, Domain of Blade and Grace. A spellcasting trait, Instinct. Starting evasion 9. Mamma mia, here we go again. Starting hit points. 7. Your class items: a poem from a mentor or family member, or an innate battle mask. For Samurai's Hope, when you fail a roll to resist an enemy's effect, spend 3 hope to reroll. Class feature. Honed aim. When you land an attack, subtract the evasion for the target from the attack roll and add the difference to the damage roll. The subclass. For the subclasses, you got the Bushi, which has a foundation. Which for its foundation, at the start of your turn, roll a 1d4 and add the result to any attack roll against an enemy that has only targeted your allies within very close range for attack or effect. Specialization. Mark 1 stress to increase the evasion of one ally in close range by your proficiency until your next turn. Mastery. Your evasion increases by... that may need to change wording and stuff. Evasion. Mastery. Your evasion increases by the number of blade domain cards in your loadout. Then the Ronin Foundation. Same thing with D4, except that it's for enemies who've only targeted you for attacks or effects. Specialization. For their specialization, however, you only have to spend 2 hope for your samurai hope now. And at 3, your mastery, your evasion increases. It's the same as Bushi, but the Bushi, but instead it's the number of grace cards within your loadout. And this recap is done. I thank you for joining me. This is Free Night Adventure, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.